Welcome back to the ATX VGC Monday Night Friendlies, y'all. Tonight we are in for a very special treat. We have two additional commentators. We're going to have 6 total commentators for the night, and that is super exciting. Hey, how's it going, DJ Prime? So tonight we have got actually 5 battles all lined up. This is going to be kind of a wild night in terms of this. These are all very first for ATX VGC here. I'm gonna go ahead. My name is Gemma. I also go by Gems. And y'all, I'm gonna let all of my other wonderful co-hosts introduce themselves.
Hi guys, I'm Nibs Plays Games.
Oh hey, I'm Amy, aka Woke Flossie.
My name is Chase, also Tiki VGC.
Hey, I'm Will, go by Sir Wilson.
I'm Rollercoaster, I went last.
For sure. So we have got some really exciting matches, Series 7 matches ready for y'all. We showcased 4 Series 7 matches on the channel last week, and those YouTube videos will start going up actually tomorrow. So if y'all want to get caught up on what happened last time, you can check that out starting tomorrow. But for tonight, I'm not even going to try and remember all 5 of the games. I know that we start with myself versus Prime, and then I believe it is Justin Snores versus Sir Wilson. So everyone you see here, for the most part, will also be battling at one point tonight. We are all Austin, Texas based tonight in terms of our commentators, and we're going to be welcoming a whole bunch of new people to the stream in terms of having first-time battlers. So if y'all over in the chat want to be super awesome and give tons of encouragement, that would be really great.
All right, we are back for our next best of 3. Once again, I am Rollercoaster, here with my good friend Amy Woke Flossie.
How's it going, everyone? We are back with another matchup. You want to go ahead and talk about Nib's team for a minute?
Yeah, of course. So early on, the Warriors Cup, that was the name of the team. They had a really early Series 7 tournament. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of people just trying to testing the waters of everything that was in there. This is the team that Nibs used for it. Chase built it for him. It's Tornadus, Metagross, Arcanine, Tapu Koko, Amoonguss, and Garchomp. Nibs likes it a lot. I believe that Nibs played a good amount in 2017, and I believe that team just kind of functions very similarly to what he ran back then.
Sure, it looks like it. And on Walsh's team, we have, of course, the Metagross. We also have a Raichu, a G-Max Lapras, Heatran, Tapu Boom, and a Landorus Therian.
Yes, so we got 2 Tapus, Tapu Koko, the fake electric Tapu, and the real grass Tapu
Right.
Boom.
Exactly.
There's some Metagross mirroring here. Obviously, Walsh is going to try to set up the screens with Lapras. Dealing with Metagross behind screens can really be a pain, especially with Walsh being able to look like Cycles a Few intimidates lower the Garchomp. So Lapras can set the rain to help out with the fire weakness. Landorus can intimidate the Garchomp to make its ground moves hit for less.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so I guess I should mention, in addition to that Series 7 tournament, I did very well in it, and I wrote a report on it. So if you want to see kind of what my experience was like playing in that first one, you can read the article. Personally, I was a fan of it, but Who knows? Maybe other people aren't, but you can check it out and hassle me if you want.
It's a very good article. It's very thorough. I learned a lot from it.
Yeah, oh, good. I'm glad. Again, I'd never written any form of team report, and that isn't super a detailed team report, so I'm glad that it was a learning experience for some.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do really to me, Walsh's team looks like it's trying to play towards an end game where it's just very hard to deal with Metagross. Lapras sets up screens, sets up rain, Landorus intimidates any physical attackers. Rillaboom can even set up the grassy terrain, which will weaken Earthquake and give it residual recovery. So I imagine something like that. He also has a Raichu for fake out pressure and to better protect his Lapras.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heatran is 4 times weak to ground type moves, and Nibs has one of the strongest ground types in the game, Garchomp, on his team. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Heatran hangs back.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
A couple other things. I imagine Nibs isn't going to bring the Tapu Koko. Obviously, the Lightning Rod from Raichu is a huge discouragement to that. Also, he has Spore Pressure. Oh, I could be wrong. Nibs knows this team better than I do. I played a few games with it. It was pretty cool, but...
I mean, it really is his best way of dealing with that Lapras, if he can get rid of the Raichu. That's it's risky.
Yeah, Garchomp also kind of looks like a pretty big risk. Yeah, it matches up positively against the Heatran and against the Metagross. It does pretty well against the Rillaboom, but I'd say just any hit from that Lapras is going to take it out.
Look at our little Piplup. Thanks for the cheer, Gems.
Oh, that's adorable.
All right, so what do you think we're going to see come out here? They did lead with the Raichu Lapras combination, but we've got the Tornadus and the Metagross on the other side. What do you think that Tornadus? What did we see that Tornadus do? Did you catch it?
That Tornadus is probably gonna either want to proc the Metagross's weakness policy with a Brutal Swing or set up a Tailwind to get the speed in your advantage. I don't. Metagross base speed wise is usually faster than Lapras, so you should be fine. Walsh probably just wants to fake out the Tornadus and go for a Resonance into it. You get your screens up, you prevent it from triggering a weakness policy, you prevent it from getting up a Tailwind. So potentially you just kind of, if you KO it, you like eliminate those factors for the rest of the game. So, I mean, like worst case scenario is that like they protect and you don't get the KO, but you still get your screens up. And it's kind of like, there's not that much risk here, and I'm in a very favorable position if it goes right.
And we do see both of them Dynamaxing turn 1, and it is that Lapras and the Metagross, which I don't think is too surprising to anyone watching.
I don't think I've ever seen a Lapras on the field turn 1 and not max, so...
Kind of true.
Yeah.
There's the fake out.
Oh, that's right. Nibs very famously never... I'm being reminded that Nibs heart doesn't always Dynamax his Lapras. Fake out did come out. Quake went into the Raichu. It is Focus Sash, so it is going to hang on. Landorus isn't going to move this turn. It gets a special defense boost because the Metagross is faster. This Resonance is going to come out, and depending on how offensive this Lapras is, the Tornadus might survive. Guess
Tornadus does not survive.
Yeah. Thank you for correcting me, Will. I have seen Nibs many a time lead with a Lapras and a Grimmsnarl and thought, yes, he will max the Lapras and fake out with his Grimmsnarl, and then been proven immediately wrong.
So Nibs is going to go ahead and bring out his Tapu Koko here. Hopefully he has something like Dazzling Gleam or maybe a Natured Madness or something to hit. To
take out that Raichu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Metagross could do it too.
You didn't get your weakness policy, but you did get a special defense boost. And that Raichu is super low, so something like a Dazzling Gleam and maybe even another Quake just to like keep the special defense boost.
Yeah.
Maybe a Steel Spike to prepare for something physical in the back. But I mean, obviously you want to get the Brutal Swing off, but I'd say it's not too disastrous that he didn't.
Right. Preserving the Raichu for a little bit later.
Yeah, wanting to hang on to it.
Sending out the Heatran.
The Heatran coming out, that's a pretty solid play. Making the kind of thing that like, okay, you won't... Yeah, okay, the Quake goes into the Lapras. But kind of making the call of, you're not gonna... my Raichu's in range of a KO, so you're probably not going for another Quake into this slot.
Right.
So...
that Koko is also, it takes a good bit of damage from that Max Geyser. But the Koko is also Assault Vest, I believe, if I saw that correctly. So the special defense boosts are really going to, help it survive some things.
Yeah, the Assault Vest and the +1 special defense is looking really, really solid here. The Heatran probably wants to get out of there to avoid taking a Quake. Raichu potentially could come back in to discourage any electric moves. Ooh, that's a good switch. Yes. Switch into your flying type to make sure that you don't take the Quake in that turn. Nature's Madness, though, to cover
Such a
any
good
type
move.
of switching like that. Nature's Madness, for those unaware, deals half damage to the opponent. Works a little funky with Dynamax. I think it deals half of what their original base HP is.
I think that's right.
So
Tapu
ultimately,
Koko
like a
does go
quarter
down.
of their maxed health. Tapu Koko does go down. It took half from the geyser when the rain wasn't up, so it's definitely going down to another one.
Now
So what do you-
Dynamax is over.
Yes. So what do you think about the positions here?
Phew. Boy, I don't know. I think that I don't think that Walsh is in a bad spot necessarily at all. You've still got your Lapras. You're still behind screens. You've got your Landorus out there. Presumably, it could be an Assault Vest Landorus. It could be, I've seen Choice Scarf too. It could be a very fast Landorus that might want to get out of there and back in again.
Yeah.
You might sack your Raichu here.
Yeah, I don't really see a whole lot purpose for the Raichu to have here, so this seems like a great chance to sack it. The electric user is gone, so you don't need the lightning rod anymore. Yeah,
It's a hard switch.
hard switch into what is the Raichu.
Yeah.
Nibs is going to want to get rid of that Lapras as soon as possible. If this Lapras protected this turn, it's probably going to be really bad. Okay, no, so just an Iron Head comes out. But it looks like it doesn't deal enough damage. Oh, but its ice move is Blizzard.
Which is inaccurate,
Yes.
unfortunately for Walsh.
I think if Nibs wants to keep his Garchomp, he's gonna have to hope for a Blizzard dodge here.
Yeah, for
'cause
sure.
He just protected this turn. He wasn't able to get the KO.
Garchomp does
that
not
Raichu's-
like Blizzard.
The Raichu's definitely gonna go for a fake out into the Garchomp. But I think you just cross your heart and hope that your Garchomp is slick.
Yep.
He could also kind of give himself the best chances by going for the Iron Head into the Lapras and trying to flinch it.
That is
Fake out
true.
does come out from the Raichu. Metagross does go for the Iron Head. It is not enough to get the KO.
And the
Lapras does
Blizzard
do Blizzard
does
and it
connect.
double connects. Oh,
There goes
oh no! It
Garchomp.
looked like Garchomp was gonna live for a second, but no.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
You hate to see it. Freeze is one of the worst statuses because you never know how long it's gonna last.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know how Nibs gets out of this. I think if his Metagross can survive an Earthquake from the Landorus, he has a solid chance. I would say more than a solid chance, especially if he's faster than the Heatran. But I just don't know if he'll be able to tank it. He didn't get any Steel Spike boost, which at the time of it seemed like a good idea, but
Right.
he didn't really have a great Steel Spike target.
We'll see if he can get out of this freeze this turn. That's step
Yeah.
number 1.
Nibs' favorite G-Max mom has betrayed it.
Yeah.
Nuzzle comes out, which isn't going to paralyze because
Because of
the
the
freeze is
freeze.
already on it.
Walsh
Metagross
takes out his
hangs
own
on.
Raichu.
If Metagross unthaws, KOs the Landorus, and is faster than the Heatran, Nibs definitely will win the game. But
Yep.
he has to unthaw. He unthaws!
Nice.
You win for
Oh,
Iron Head.
wow.
It gets the KO.
Nice. And the rain's over now. So
Yes.
it really probably didn't make that much of a difference. It all comes down to the speeds here.
Yeah, if the Metagross is faster, it looks like it's going to be a win from Nibs. Even if the Heatran is Shookberry, it's
Yep.
+2 Stomping Tantrum. Metagross is very strong, so
Yep.
let's just see who's faster.
Metagross
is faster.
And it is Sugarberry.
Let's see if it gets the KO through the Shookberry. And it does. Wow,
Well
what
played.
a closeout.
Nice. That was a fun ending.
Yeah, dang. So what was a pretty disastrous couple of turns at the end there from Nibs comes from a very exciting win there.
Yeah, that's gotta feel good. Those are always fun. They always
Yeah.
get me a little amped up whenever games go like that.
Yeah.
What do you think
Uh,
Walsh is gonna do in this second game? What do you think they're both gonna do actually? Because neither player really did anything that I think they definitely need to change, right? They
Yeah.
could definitely bring the same Pokemon.
Potentially, Nibs is going to want to play more defensively with his Tornadus. He may not have expected it to go down to the Resonance with the +1 special defense. He may try to switch in his Tapu Koko or something like that. I'd say the mons that he brought were really solid. Maybe he thinks that a couple of different things can help him out better. But yeah, dang, I just completely lost my train of thought. Nibs locks in fast, so he has a game plan. Okay, so the other thing that's scary is you saw the defensive pivoting, so now do you read the same defensive pivots that they made last game, or do you say, okay, you know that I know that you can do that, so I think you're not gonna do it because we know what's happening here.
Yeah, I think another thing that Nibs might want to try is to really target down that Lapras. Get rid of it. Don't let it do that much work. Don't let it, stay on the field after its 3 turns of Dynamax to pick up a couple of extra, blizzards or whatever on your Pokemon after it has set the screens and set the rain.
Sir Wilson's actually pointing out in the chat that freeze actually saved the game for
because the
Nibs
Nuzzle.
because the Nuzzle was unable to paralyze after that, which is an excellent point.
That is super right.
Potentially Walsh could have done it might have seemed crazy, but switching into the Heatran to preserve the Raichu might have been a slightly more optimal play.
Yeah.
Which is a really scary call to make. You don't know how long they're going to be frozen for, but...
For sure. Well, we do see the Tornadus again, but this time with the Tapu Koko. Shiny Tapu Koko. Very nice. And the same leads from Walsh.
Apparently a mistake has been made.
Oh, no.
They're restarting game 2.
Okay. Nibs only brought 2 mons.
Oh, it wasn't the VGC rule set. Okay. So he accidentally brought 2. That's why he locked in so quickly, because he only brought 2 Pokemon with him.
Yep.
Okay, I thought that was real.
I imagine that they will, they'll probably start with the same leads.
Yeah, I imagine same leads, same in the back. There's an honor system here.
Yeah.
But it's really funny because when he locked in, I was like, that's weird. I only saw him choose 2 Pokemon. All right. So now
I don't know if I have downloaded the Series 7 rules either.
I played in the Victory Road tournament on Saturday, so I had to make sure that I downloaded them there. And even if you did download them initially, make sure that you re-download them because they've updated them. There was a glitch with the legendary dogs.
I remember reading
they
something
couldn't be played.
about
Yeah. I actually played a guy in Victory Road, and he was like, it's saying that my Suicune's illegal for some reason. And then we realized it was because I hadn't updated the proper rule set.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, so download those rules if you haven't, and update them if you downloaded them early. Oh,
okay.
Okay, so apparently they've agreed to change leads because Nibs saw that and he wasn't really intending to lead with that. So adjustments will be made. As long as both parties are agreeing to it, everything should be fine.
I see no problem.
Yeah. Series 7 rules need to be re-downloaded because of that glitch. I'm glad that they fixed it really soon, though. That was good.
Yeah, me too. Let's see what we have.
I don't know if the dogs... I know that it was, especially the dogs could be allowed with hidden abilities, but I don't know if it was, no dogs at all.
Oh.
All right, so it's the same leads from game one. Like I said, Tornadus might want to play more defensively this turn.
I agree.
Yeah, you might want to get the tailwind off, get the right defense boost. Something like a hard switch to Landers could be pretty scary. So, it was no dogs at all? Yeah, okay. Well, super glad that they fixed it. All right.
We do see the Dynamax again from Nibs.
Yeah, no switch outs from either player at the moment, but Raichu could have gone for something like a Volt switch. I don't think we've only seen Fake Out and Nuzzle from it, correct?
Think so.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen Volt Switch.
Mm-hmm. It could have Electro Web. It could just have Thunderbolt. I assume it doesn't have Protect because it didn't protect next to its partner's Earthquake. So is a pretty free attack target. You just have to make sure you get the right attack into it.
Yep. And there goes the Lapras. Are we gonna see a repeat of game one?
Yeah. Tornadus goes for the Protect, doesn't want to go immediately down like it did in the last game. Raichu immediately goes for the Nuzzle, wants the speed control as soon as possible. It's going to be kind of scary.
So while we see the same leads, we do see the players switch it up a little bit, and that Tornadus is going to hang on because of the Protect.
And that was a crit through the Protect, too. That's... Now you hold your breath and hope that the Metagross gets an attack off. Life Orb Recoil Chip, Berry Recovery. Oh god, I can't handle the anticipation of the paralysis.
Yeah.
Metagross is able to move and goes for a Hailstorm that covers Landorus Switch. And potentially gets, because of the Nuzzle and the speed change, Raichu is able to still live through the turn.
Yeah.
But it still looks like Nibs isn't really going to be able to proc his own weakness policy. He can get his Tailwind, ensuring that his mon's the fastest on the field. But as for his weakness policy, it looks like that's just not going to be an option this time.
Yeah. It looks like he is going to switch that Tornadus out, and maybe play it a little... Oh, maybe he's not.
Maybe he's not.
Maybe I spoke too soon.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Nibs potentially going
thinking
for
about it.
The craziest switch I've ever seen. He's making a call. I don't know what it is, but I'm excited to see where it goes.
Me too.
And now, yeah, it's the same mind game of does the Tornadus come in? He has to go for a safe move that covers any option that comes in. He really can't, with the chance of paralysis coming in, he really can't afford for the turns to go poorly.
And he does switch out the Tornadus.
Ooh,
and it actually turns out to be a really good, well, maybe I spoke too soon again, but it turns out that...
Whoa! That's amazing. That was a great
really
play.
Really good
that was
play.
A really good read. Nibs read the Geyser and the Volt Switch, brings in his Garchomp to avoid the Raichu from Volt switching out and making sure that he gets the KO onto that slot.
And now your Tapu Koko, if you have it, is free to do a lot more work.
Yes. So just what could have been like a Garchomp coming in and just disappearing immediately, it gets to stay on the field for a little bit longer.
Yep.
Things are going to get a little bit scary still because Garchomp, I even think through Protect probably goes down to Resonance.
I think so.
And he can't really safely switch in his Tornadus into that slot.
Nope.
If anything, he may want his Metagross to go down. I think that Garchomp matches up pretty positively with what Welsh brought. If the Landorus isn't Scarfed, you may just want to sack off your Tornadus and try to win with what you have in the back. But after revealing the Hailstorm, I really, really don't think that Landorus is going to stay in here. What about you?
I don't think so either. I think that we'll probably see a Landorus switch out. Also. Oh.
Nibs actually decides to switch out the Metagross.
Interesting.
Doesn't want to risk the paralysis chance. Brings in Tornadus. Figures if a Hailstorm's coming, it's not going to be into that slot. Garchomp goes for the Protect. I don't. Earthquake comes out,
All right.
which is really good. That means that potentially the double up is coming into the Tornadus, but it doesn't take any damage from that being a flying type. Resonance comes out. I don't know if Garchomp can survive this.
I think that was a really smart move. The Garchomp does survive, but I think that was a really smart move on Nib's part, not risking trying for the max ice, the max hailstorm into the Landorus. Then you set up the hail for this Lapras, who you already know has blizzards, can kind of, just hit both of your Pokemon with 100% accuracy. And I think that was a good switch out.
Yeah, that was a really good turn. Now he can guarantee get his Tailwind up. Welsh can't really do anything to stop it. He's probably going to want to try and stall out those last couple of turns of screens. I think he still really does need to, so because of the paralysis, his Metagross is always going to be slower than the Landorus, so it looks like he's just going to sack it this turn. I imagine that the Lapras is going to go for a Protect. Okay, so the Landorus is not choice locked. It goes for Rock Slide, meaning that it has the option to switch up its moves. Blizzard comes out.
And miss.
Without the Hailstorm is not 100% accurate. Now, I think Nibs isn't in a good position, but he's not in a bad one either. He really needs to get through this Landorus as soon as possible. He may need Rock Slide. I think, because to me, I'd say that Welsh's play this turn is just Protect and Earthquake. That looks like it gets you a double KO.
It does indeed.
So he may need to get a Rock Slide flinch and attack through paralysis with an Ice Punch. And if he doesn't get that, I'm not entirely sure if he's going to have enough to win the game.
That's true, because Tapu Koko, it does have Dazzling Gleam, so it's not. Its only fairy move is not. What is it? Nature's Madness. Ooh. So at least it has that.
Ooh, he got the flinch. He attacks through paralysis. Oh my god!
He got through the Landorus.
Yeah, he did. Wow, that was.
And Blizzard misses the Garchomp.
Oh my god, that was the exact turn that Nibs needed. Oh, that was terrifying. It's still not over yet, but things are looking much better.
That is true.
Your Metagross is faster. You could go for a Stomping Tantrum to break through, to try to break the Shuka Berry. Garchomp is in range of any attack at this point. I don't think that Welsh needs to be going for Blizzards right now.
Right.
So he needs to break the Shuka Berry. He can kind of ignore the Lapras right now because he has his Tapu Koko in the back.
Right.
Actually, Heatran doesn't resist electric moves. I think if he just needs to get good damage off onto either of these Pokemon, and Tapu Koko looks like it's going to be able to clean up.
I think that might be true.
Mm-hmm. Protect comes out from the Heatran, knows that that Shuka Berry is probably going to go down. Okay, it's just a double Protect. Just kind of scouting out what Nibs is going to want to do. Stomping Tantrum goes into, and also stalling out the Tailwind turns. It's a double Stomping Tantrum into the Heatran. The rain stops. There's still Tailwind turns. Like I said, Garchomp's in range of any attack, and Lapras isn't going to be able to do things on its own. So I think Nibs needs good damage onto this Heatran. I really think that you need Welsh is going to need a paralysis to get back into the game.
Yeah.
Paralysis or a double protect. It's going to be, it goes for the double protect. He does not get it. Garchomp goes for his Stomping Tantrum. This is going to break the Shuka Berry. So probably do about half damage because of how strong the Garchomp is. Wow. Actually did way more than that. Was that a crit? That was not a crit. Garchomp is strong.
That was really strong.
And Metagross goes for another Stomping Tantrum, does not get fully paralyzed, gets the KO onto the Heatran, and Lapras cannot beat the Tapu Koko without Lightning Rod, and Blizzard misses as well.
Again.
That's a really.
If Nibs had set up that hail with the mass hailstorm.
So that is a really, really unfortunate. I mean, I'd say great playing from both players. Obviously, that's not the ending that you want to see if you're Welsh.
Right.
It's always scary putting things in the hands of RNG. I will say that Nibs did go for a lot of different things to try to put himself as favorable as position after turns where this is suboptimal for him. But yeah, really, really intense sets.
Yep, he played to his outs, which sometimes that's all you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it worked out for him.
Both players. RNG is never fun, but yeah, sometimes you play to your outs, and Nibs definitely did exactly what he did to get his outs.
Yep. Well, that was a fun set. GG's to both players.
Mm-hmm. And casters. I believe that we are probably going to cut away again to our Be Right Back screen, and we'll be back with another match. I actually think that I'm up this time.
Ooh.
So just stay with us. And be right back.
Hey, you like that video? We think you should check this out, and YouTube thinks you should check this one out. And be sure to subscribe for more content.